Hello my fellow readers. Today I'm going to be talking about the Pretty Boy Detective Club, which I do not think I've covered. Of course, if I do this video and then I discover that I've already had a review of it, I'll just nix the video and you'll never know. So there we go. Let's start this one. So the Pretty Boy Detective Club, the original story is by Nishio and the manga is by Suzuka Oda, and with original character design by Kinako. A mysterious group known as the Pretty Boy Detective Club is rumored to solve, and perhaps cause, most of the trouble at Yubiwa Academy. In a strictly unofficial, undercover, uncommercial capacity, of course. In order to find a star, she glimpsed 10 years ago, second-year Mayumi Dojima enlists the Pretty Boy's aid, and gets much more than she bargained for. When they run up against a shadowy organization called the 20s, stargazing is suddenly the least of their worries. Mayumi's entire future is in jeopardy, and the Pretty Boy Detective Club must race to solve the mystery of the Dark Star before time runs out. So, Pretty Boy Detective Club is a light mystery series. Like, they're not super heavy mysteries where, like, somebody dies and they have to find out who done it, which is mostly how we think of, like, traditional crime, is there's a body, who done it. These are lighter mysteries. They're happenings that occur. That's not to say there's not serious repercussions. Again, there's this creepy organization in here, and they would totally take out the kids if they could. But, you know, they're just too clever and fast and whatever. So there's a group of pretty boys at the school that Mayumi attends, and we have, like, one that cooks, one that runs. that's the runner there, Mr. Legs. We have one that paints. I'm gonna forget them all. Anyway, they all do various things. And it's like their key whatever. Does that make sense? I don't know if I want to give spoilers about the leader of the group. There's a really big spoiler that's revealed at the end of this volume, whether you read the manga or the light novel version. And so, I don't know, like, is it too much to admit? Because there's also the anime, and it's pretty much by, I want to say the end of the first episode, maybe the second episode, you know it as well. And that's essentially that the leader of the group is an elementary schooler, like, or middle, that's an elementary? Am I saying that right? I don't think it was middle school. I think it's elementary school. But, like, hangs out with these high school kids. High school, right? This is so hard to remember if they're middle school or high school. Anyway. So the leader is really like an elementary schooler hanging out with older kids, which in and of itself is fine. I think he's like really rich or something, so he can pretty much do whatever he wants. The one thing that I will say about this series is it literally doesn't matter if you get the manga or the light novel. I mean, matter in the sense that the story very much told accurately in the manga. And this is also true of the anime, because I've taken in all of, at least through the first part, compared them. And yeah, it really wouldn't matter if you picked up the light novel or the manga. Like, if you're better with visuals like this than with words, go ahead and pick up the manga and enjoy it, because you're going to get that story and all the characters without having to read all the words. Like, if you're one who's better with the visual format of manga, go ahead and do it. If you like light novels more and you want to read the original work, stick with the light novels. They're being released. You can get them now. They're very good, and yeah, all the content will match. That's really good. Whereas if you're like, I just want to see what the story's about, but I'm not sure that I want to buy either of those, go ahead and stream the anime. It's a pretty accurate adaptation as well. So there you go. That's my thoughts on that part of it. As for the story itself, I thought it was fun, especially in the first volume. We have this girl that she wears glasses and she's just looking for this star that she spotted in the sky. And I think this is going to be a while since I read volume 1. So if I'm wrong, forgive me or correct me or whatever, because I might get this wrong. If I'm remembering correctly, she saw this star like 10 years ago, and she wants to pursue her dream. I think, is it that she wants to be an astronaut or go to space? But if she doesn't find the star by this birthday, she has to do like what her parents want her to. Is that right? It's been a while. So I might be wrong about that. But I know that there's like a deal where she has to find the star or like what was going on by like her birth date. Or their deal is off. Whatever the details of the deal were. I'm kind of like spacing on that and I can't remember, so I apologize. But I thought it was interesting that she saw like some thing in the sky and can't find it, but has been looking for a while to try to find that star she saw that day. And she's kind of at her limit when she approaches the Pretty Boy Detective Club because she cannot find this star. She's done everything she can, and now there's only a couple days until her birthday, and this is her last chance. So that's why she goes to them for help, and they have been able to help other students, apparently. So she's kind of counting on them to help her. And then this whole adventure starts, and, you know, they start exploring different options for, like, what the star was, where it would be, how would she be able to see it that day. Like, there's all these different pieces that come into play with it. Was it a star? Was it blah, blah, blah? And it's just kind of fun. I don't know. I think you have to be in the right mood for reading it. Like, I don't know. How do I say that? Like, I don't think I could pick this up at just any time and be, like, good with it. Like, I have to feel like I want that kind of the vibes that it puts out. That sounds weird, but that's my honest opinion. Like, I don't think I always would be like, oh, I gotta grab that volume. I have to really be in the mood for the vibes of this piece, which is kind of, to make it make sense more, there is this bit of absurdity with this series. So you have to be in the mood for these strange little mysteries with a touch of absurdity and interesting character interactions. I will say, light spoiler here. They do find out what happened 10 years ago and what she saw. But the most fascinating thing that happens is that at the end of volume 1, and so, like, potential spoilers for volume 1, but it literally sets up the rest of the series, is that she decides to become a pretty boy. So she cuts her hair. She does keep her glasses on. There's a reason that she wears glasses, but it's not because her vision's bad. So read if you want to find that out, because I thought it was kind of cool. I also don't think it's realistic at all, but it was kind of cool. In fact, I'm like, sure, it's not realistic at all, but it was still kind of cool. And yeah, decides to join the Pretty Boy Detective Club. And then some of the club members are like, but she's not a boy. And I think the leader, I think he said something to the thoughts of if she wants to be a boy, a pretty boy, then she's a pretty boy. And so they take her in as another member of the club, and she's going to start helping to solve the other little mysteries that come up with the club. The second volume has kind of fun, like, little casino vibes. So like a Casino Royale thing. And yeah, it's just kind of fun. You get to know the boys better, and you solve another mini mystery. Again, light mystery, not dead body mystery. Light mystery, like, oh, there's a weird occurrence, or like, what is this that's happening? That's what you get from Pretty Boy Detective Club. And yeah, do not ask me to name all the pretty boys, because I honestly couldn't. I'm terrible with names to begin with. Like, I don't have a good retention for names, and that's in real life as well as like remembering character names. It takes me a very long time to remember character names and names in general. Like, I'm just bad with it. I'm sorry. If you want somebody who's really good with names, you're gonna have to look somewhere else, because I'm terrible with names. Once they get established in my mind, I'm usually pretty good about remembering them. But it takes a while, and I have to be like really invested in that series. If I'm just reading it because I like it, I am not going to remember those names. Like, I have to actually like love it. You know, like something like Cardcaptor Sakura. Even then, I don't know that I remember all of their names. But like, I don't remember the big ones. But it does have to be something that like is in there and is really close to my heart, and then I can remember the names better. But yeah, I'm terrible with names. That's just an FYI. So do not expect me to tell you all these pretty boy names. I didn't write them down, and therefore I can't tell you. I remember some of their like traits, but other than that, I don't remember their names. Like, it usually doesn't take me long to get back into it and be like, oh yeah, that's so-and-so and that's whatever. But yeah, if you're asking me to remember it after I've read them, no. Nope, I have to write it down, and I didn't. So, my embarrassing truth is that I'm really bad with names, and I don't remember who all the pretty boys are. So if ever you don't hear me, like, giving character names or whatever, it's because I literally can't remember the character names. I remember more the story and the emotions of the story than the character names. So. My shameful secret is out. There you go. So yeah, if you like light mysteries, pick up Pretty Boy Detective Club in whichever format you want. Anime, light novel, manga. It's out there. Support the series if you would like to. That's it for this video. Until next time, bye.